Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another LEGO Train MOC Showcase video. This is my first ever narrow gauge steam engine. That's right, the Triton LEGO Railway is going narrow gauge. It's officially happening and this is the very first locomotive to get things started. Now this is 6 studs wide and uses the small drive wheels. And it's actually pretty good. I mean, for what it is, it's quite big, and obviously 6 studs wide means it's as wide as my standard gauge engines. But that is something I can live with. Having a sense of narrow gauge locomotives would introduce a new line of locomotives for the railway, and a whole bunch of new things I can build and do with it. But, you know, it's just learning things and understanding what scale would work, and yeah. This is the test locomotive for that build. So at the front, we have 2 of these 1x2 tiles to act as the buffers. The whole thing is in black, so the torch might not do too good because, again, at some angles you can see some things but not others, so yeah, I do apologise. So we've got 2 1x2 tiles as the buffers, and whilst I could use the standard 1x1 circle tiles, it's just, you know, a test thing. I can definitely swap those out in the future. Definitely going to be building more narrow gauge locomotives as time goes on. But again, it's just a test and they work well so far. The wheels themselves, again, are the small drive wheels. These are pretty good. I mean, they definitely work. These are as big as I can get them. I'm not going to use any large drive wheels because it will just never work. I haven't tested it, but I'm not going to test it either. It's probably a better idea to go one smaller and use the sort of wheels you use for like the power functions motor. That would be more ideal and probably give you a more accurate scale, and maybe go 5 studs wide instead of 6. But for now, this is what I'm going to go with, and it's nice to see these tucked in, so when I go to move these around, the piston rods aren't sticking out. It's nice and smooth, and yeah, I actually quite like this. So with this being a test model, I did give this a few sort of flourishes when it comes to the design. So I got my Constitution 1x6 sticker tile there. This is from the Constitution Train Chase train set, and again, same on both sides, it always will be symmetrical. It is quite nice to have a bit of detailing on the test model because this is something that's going to be sticking around for quite a while. I'm going to do a few videos with this model and then it's going to be changed into a different one using some more colourful parts. Knowing that this was a success, it is a good starting point. The funnel is quite nice. I actually really like this. So this is a selection of parts. I can get the camera to focus. There we go. So we've got 2 1x1 circle bricks, then a 1x2 tile with rounded ends, and then 2 1x1 circle tiles. It looks really good. I'm actually quite impressed by this, and it definitely suits that narrow gauge look, or at least it does for me. When I made my last Bricklink order, I grabbed some of these 1x2 rounded tiles, and, you know, just for the sakes of, you know, seeing where I can put them, and as a funnel, it looks pretty good. I'm actually really impressed with this. A bunch of other bricks that I got were these smaller face pieces. Now that I'm going narrow gauge, everything needs to be smaller, including the boiler and the face that goes on the front. So yeah, that's something you're going to be seeing quite a lot with my models. Well, then again, not too many because I only have plans to make 2 more narrow gauge engines. I might keep this one around, but let's see how things go for now. Moving to the cab, it's a very spacious cab, and it's quite simple. You know, there's nothing really going on in there. It's a test engine, so it's fine. But plenty of space for a minifigure to fit inside. And the roof is a bit weird. So as you can see there, we've got 6 of these 1x3 slopes going across here, which is the kind of standard roof. And then there's this section here, which is just going across between the whistle and the cab. That is because I didn't intend on this to happen, but I wanted this arch piece here to be used on the cab. So it's this brick here, it's a 1x6 with the arch. It does look quite nice, but it also meant that these bits were sticking out and I had to kind of fill that gap somehow. And it does work alright. I mean, it creates these windows, which are here. Creates this sort of shield sort of shape, an upside down sort of diamond sort of shape. It does look quite nice, but the fact that I have this whole thing going along here. It's weird. I did try to put a 7th one of these slope bricks along here just to try and continue it along, but it doesn't look right. I don't know what it is, but the fact that it doesn't stop at the same place where the arch ends, it's just weird. I don't like it, so I've had to compromise and come up with this for now, but I can't find a balance between the two that I'm really happy with. Oh well, it's again all a test. And these wheels are something you're going to be seeing a lot more of. So if I take these off, come on, yeah, hang on, to be careful, I want to ping it across the room. So yes, these are the tiny wheels you can get for normal sized engines, and I've got them on a 2x2 wheel holder piece. I've got loads of these, and these are going to be appearing on a lot of narrow gauge models. It is going to be very interesting to see how many of those I can fit onto one rigid base. But for now, it is what I have for this model. It is an 042, and you may notice it's not actually flat. That is because of the drive wheels. These are 3D printed and not to any official scale, so it's understandable that there are no sort of equal or balance issues with this type of wheel. But again, as I've said many times in this video, it's all a test. It's all seeing how things work and seeing how things behave. One thing I did try was to get piston power with these drive wheels. I tried to set up a little cylinder detail, but it all had to happen over here, and given the size of the engine, I just couldn't do it. So one day in the future, I am going to try another narrow gauge engine with a cylinder, and that'll be very interesting, but it's going to be quite big. Just before we go, I want to quickly say that I did also test a 6 drive wheel arrangement, so a flange blind and a flange here, and it does work. I do have curved track pieces, and it goes round perfectly fine. So that is the absolute largest I could have it, and it's definitely something I'm going to try in the future. But for now, that is my 042, yes, I nearly said 040, it's an 042 narrow gauge tank engine, setting the bar for the new era of the Triton Lego Railway. My goodness, we went from quadruplex giants to narrow gauge. It's actually quite exciting. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.